are you? I'm your host for today, Allegra. Now, before we start, I want you to turn to your neighbor and ask them a question. Are you ready? The question is, what is grace? See what they have to say. But now, hold on to your answer. You have your neighbor's answer, but hold on, don't share it with everyone else, and we are gonna come back and hear what you all have to say about what grace really is and what it really means.
Last week we took a trip to culinary school.
This week, we're taking a trip to the courts.
Basketball trick shots. Ball was life.
Dude, how'd the boys get here?
I don't know, bro, but we best shoot some hoops if you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Music got the best in me.
What's up? For our first shot, we got my man Brad over there.
As a child,
About to hit the Tony Hawker shotgun.
what can I do?
And now it's time for the brain shaker. Hey, let's go! Let's go, boys! Let's go!
You already know, bro.
Hey! Yeah! You already know.
Hey, one more shot from the three.
Heck yeah, bro! I'll feed you.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, boys, hit me with one. Boys, you gotta go. Boys, you gotta go now. Go, run.
I got it.
I'm reading my Bible, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, God opens up the door. Oh, oh. I'm reading my Bible, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, God opens up the door. Oh, whoa. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, God opens up the door. God knows exactly what I need.
In a land called Ephraim, a man named Elkanah lived with his wife Hannah. Hannah was sad because she really wanted children, but she didn't have any. Every year, Elkanah went to the tabernacle to make sacrifices to God and to worship him. Hannah went with him. She prayed, "Lord, if you give me a son, I will dedicate him to you. He will serve you all of his life." A priest named Eli sat nearby and watched Hannah pray. He couldn't hear her, but he saw her lips moving. Eli thought something was wrong with Hannah. "I've been pouring out my heart before the Lord," she explained. So Eli replied, "Go in peace. May God answer your prayers." Hannah and Elkanah returned home, and God answered her prayers. After some time, Hannah gave birth to a son. She named the baby Samuel. When Samuel was a little older, Hannah took him to Eli at the tabernacle. "God answered my prayers," she said. Hannah pledged Samuel to serve God, and she worshiped God. Then Hannah went back home and left Samuel with Eli to serve God. Every year, Hannah returned with a new robe for Samuel. God gave Hannah many more children, too. One night, Eli was in his bed and Samuel was lying in the tabernacle when Samuel heard someone call his name. "Here I am," Samuel replied. He ran to Eli. "Here I am, you called me." But it wasn't Eli. He told Samuel to go back to bed. God called Samuel 3 times, and each time Samuel ran to Eli. "Here I am," he said. Eli finally understood that God was calling to Samuel. He told Samuel how to respond. So Samuel went back to his place, and God called, "Samuel, Samuel." This time, Samuel spoke up. "Speak, for your servant is listening." God told Samuel that he was going to judge Eli's family for their sin. Eli's sons served as priests in the tabernacle, but they were sinning against God. The next day, Samuel was afraid to tell Eli what God had said, but he shared God's message with Eli. As Samuel grew, God was with him. Everyone in Israel knew that Samuel was God's messenger. God used Samuel to share his plan with the nation of Israel. Hannah trusted God and sent Samuel away from home to serve God with his whole life. God sent Jesus from heaven to earth to be our Savior. Just as Samuel used God's words to tell people about God, Jesus, the Word who became flesh, perfectly shows us what God is like.
Hey everyone! Now, have you ever felt really happy? Give me your best, happiest face. Yes, I mean it. Come on, show me. Show me your happiest face. All right, now maybe you felt sad. Can you give me your sad face? Or maybe you have felt surprised. All right, now on the count of 3, show me your best surprise face. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, surprise! Or maybe you felt lonely. Can you show me what a lonely face looks like? All right, now let's not do that one anymore. Let's go back to our happy face. Well, we learned today that, number 1, God is always providing for his people. And number 2, shows how God sees us in all of our feelings. You see, Hannah really wanted a son, but it would not be until a very long time before she had one. Maybe she even gave up hope a little. Do you know what? She still prayed to God about this, and in God's timing, she would eventually have a son. But even if she hadn't, God would still have been there. God would still have seen her. You see, God is with us through all of our good times and bad times, and in the in-between times. He is always there for us. Sometimes the answer to our prayer is yes. Sometimes it is no, and sometimes it is wait. You see, Hannah waited a long time, but even if the answer is no, God is still there. He sees each of us and cares for each of us too. So remember that you can pray to God about anything and everything. There is nothing too big for God and nothing too small. And remember, whether you are sad or happy, surprised or lonely, He is there and He sees you and loves you.
I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my doom till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my doom till I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The old me knew Jesus when I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but the chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day.
All right, on the count of 3, I want each of you to say the answer to the question, what is grace? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Great job. Now, as we go on in our day, remember you can pray to God about anything. He is there for you to talk to Him always. All right, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.